Hey soft person watching this video out there, my name is Nathan and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I've got a story I've been preparing to tell. I'm just going to get straight into it. So I have been working on reading the Bible. Like this year I want to see if I can manage to read the entire Bible within 365 days, which is this year. And I realized as I've been going through the Old Testament that there's a lot of rich stories within the Old Testament, and I would like to share some of that. So once a week I am going to be trying to make a creative something, with the stories I'm picking up and sharing them with you. Hope you enjoy it. So what I am going to be talking about today is three characters. No, mainly there are two characters, a king and a sorcerer, but the donkey is also an interesting add-on to the story. So I'm just going to get right into it. So there's nothing really special about these individuals. It's just an ordinary king living his life, trying to keep on conquering nations and all those olden day medieval kingly stuff. And the sorcerer, as normal as a sorcerer can be, I don't know if you can, but he's just another sorcerer of the time anyway. Okay, so the setup of the story. So the king is just going about his daily life, right? He's enjoying, they're having parties, they're enjoying their life. The way kings live, they're just being bougie and all that, he's enjoying his conquest and all that. And then all of a sudden comes the Israelites, right? And then they settle into their plains. And then now everyone is scared, they're worried, like, who are these people? What are they doing here? And they have heard about the Israelites. They have just recently defeated two other kings in the region, Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, the king of Bashan, I think. Yes, and a couple of other kings in their bunch. So Balak knows about these people. He knows what they can do and he's scared. So Balak knows that there's no way it ends well for them in this situation. He's seen the other kings have been defeated and he knows himself. So in his mind he's like, okay, there's no way we're defeating these guys. So what does he decide to do? He goes to confer with his allies, right? So his allies were the Midianites. So he goes to confer with the Midianites, and then they both agree that, okay, the best chance we've got is to call a sorcerer to curse these people. Because remember, they were on God's side, and whatever they did, they did it successfully. They won or they conquered the battles they had gone through. Everyone was scared. So they call a sorcerer. So Balaam was a sorcerer that was called in. A little bit of a foreground to Balaam. So this story kind of occurs and kind of describes Balaam as a good guy, because he kind of does a good thing in the point of this story. But you need to remember that Balaam is a sorcerer. He's the bad guy also. Even though God ultimately uses him for a good deed, you need to remember that he's a sorcerer. He just basically leads a person again, and if he fails to get something by the right way, he resorts to divinations and to curses and all that. That's what you need to keep at the back of your mind. Alright, so what happens is the first group of people Balak sends to Balaam come, right? So they come to Balaam and they're like, the king is calling you and this is what he requires of you. And Balaam says, okay, just chill a bit. Let's pray this overnight, and then I'll tell you what my response is in the morning, right? So overnight, God tells him that you can't do this. By means of a dream, God told him that, no, you can't do this. I don't want you to go. So in the morning, he wakes up and he tells the elders, you know what? God has refused for me to come. I can't come. And then they go. Now, when they go back to Balak thinks this is just a matter of money, because, Balaam is Balaam. He knows that I can just give him a bit of money and he'll curse these people for me and I'll be over with it. So, alright, that side. He sends another group of people. Now, this time he sends people of higher authority, of a higher position, and he promises this time to give Balaam honors and wealth and all that. And then these people come to Balaam, and then Balaam tells them again, okay, sleep overnight again, tomorrow morning I'll tell you my response. Now overnight he prays and prays and he keeps on pleading with God he keeps on pleading with God so that God can let him go and he could go and please Balak, right? But God tells him, you know what, fine, you can go. But under only one condition, you can only say what I want you to say. Only what I command you to say is what you can say. So Balak tells the officials, like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'll come with you. But remember, and you should tell Balak is that I can only say what the Lord commands me to say and nothing else. If it's not from the Lord, I can't say it. So yeah, so he decides to go on. Yeah. So Balaam sets off and he's on his way. But then when he sets off, the Lord gets upset with him. He's like, so Balaam actually went. So the Lord gets upset. He's upset. He's infuriated, and he sends the angel of the Lord to stop him on his track, so that he can't go forward. Balak set off on his donkey. So he was with his donkey and two other servants beside him. So when the angel of the Lord first appeared, only his donkey could see the angel of the Lord, and the angel of the Lord was standing in the road with a sword held out in his hand. And the donkey got scared, so it derails and goes onto the and it comes off the road and goes onto the field, right? And Balaam is upset. He's like, this donkey. So he hits it, and they continue going forward. And then the angel of the Lord appears again at a later part of their journey, and this time they were in a narrow path. and this time they were in a narrow path. And then the donkey sees the angel of the Lord again, but it decides to squeeze itself to this side so that it can avoid the angel of the Lord. So it's walking, like leaning onto one wall of the thing. Now Balaam is seated on the donkey, right? So his leg gets smashed on the wall, and he gets upset because it's hurting. Then he hits the donkey again, but the donkey's like, what do you... Okay, you can get the donkey can see the angel, but Balaam can't see the angel. So he hits the donkey again. And then further on now, forward, the angel of the Lord blocks their way, right? And now this time they're in a very, very narrow street, and this time there is nowhere to go on the left, on the right. It's just, there's only forward. You can't go anywhere else. And then the donkey seeing the angel of the Lord in front of him, it says, you know what, I'm done. Then it just sits down. So the donkey sits down. In the Bible, it's characterized as a female, so it says she sits down, right? And then Balaam now, Balaam is very upset with the donkey. He's like, you know what? He hits it and hits it. And then the angel of the Lord gives the donkey the power to talk, right? He opens up the donkey's mouth. And then the donkey asks Balaam, she's like, what have I done to you to deserve you to beat me these 3 times? Why are you hitting me? And Balaam is like, because you have abused me, you have hit me, and you're disturbing my progress. If it wasn't for you, if I had a sword in my hand right now, I would have cut you, I would have killed you. And the donkey's like, man, I can see a person with a sword, it's not you. Okay, the donkey didn't actually say that. But the donkey's like, look, from the time you've bought me, from the time I became your donkey, I have been yours. Have you ever known me to do these things? Have I ever been naughty to you? Have I ever been disobedient? Right? And then Balaam looks at the donkey and he's like, no, you have not. And then immediately he responds, no. The angel of the Lord now opens up his eyes and he can see. And he can see the angel of the Lord, and then he gets really frightened. He's like, oh my goodness, what have I done? Because now he can see the angel of the Lord with the sword in his hand and all that. And and then the angel of the Lord asks him, why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? What has she done to you? Don't you know? The donkey saw me all these 3 times and turned away from me. If it wasn't for the donkey turning away from me, I would have killed you instead and let her live. And and then he gets scared and he's pleading. He's like, no, forgive me, I did not know. And then he's like, okay. Then he's like, yeah. Then the angel of the Lord is like, I have come to stand against you so that you do not go forward, right? And then Balaam is like, I'm so sorry. If it displeases you, I will turn back right now. And then the angel of the Lord tells him, you know what? No, it's all right. You can continue on your way. But remember, you can only say what the Lord has told you to say. And that was like a reminder for him to not screw up, because Balaam was Balaam. He liked personal gain. He was a sorcerer. If it came to it, he would have forgotten and he would have done whatever he wanted that time. But it was there to enforce and remind you that, remember, you can only do and say what the Lord has told you to say. So, I think I'll end it there. There's so much in this story. There's there's so much to go, so much left, but I think I'll end there because even though my analytics say you guys like my story times, I know no one likes really long videos. So I think I'll just end it there. And yeah, tune in to the next time for the continuation of this story, because as you can see, these guys are dramatic characters. There's so much remaining to tell, and you know, I don't want to have to record a really long video and then I just edit out all the richness of the story. So yeah, I'll prefer to end here, and then you can come for the continuation next time if you really enjoyed this video. So yeah, I think that's the end of it. If you really enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Yeah, click the notifications icon so that you'll be notified when the sequel to this video comes out and when my other feature videos come out. Yeah, with that said, thank you for watching. Stay happy, stay soulful, and know that you are loved. Bye.